The Watermaker is completely open because I need to figure out what is going wrong with this thing.
If you want it, Sailing Sisu. If you dare, Sailing Sisu, you live. Sailing Sisu, life for me. One life, oh, one more mile to go. One more time, oh, it's the only way you know. One life, oh, one more mile to go. One more time, oh, it's the only way you know.
We are anchored here. There, over there is the Navy. We cannot go further like that. There's some boats here at the yacht club over there, as you can see. And the yacht club is somewhere there. In the pilot book it says the building with the big round windows. You have to be looking very carefully to see the round windows. And here's another yacht at anchor. Those ones there is on mooring balls. And this guy claims to be on anchor, but I think it's a very short chain. So while we're here, it was raining and stuff. Pietro is busy defrosting our fridge and doing some stuff here.
Cleaning.
Cleaning. And then I've got a couple of things here that takes up already 2 days of my time, if you can see that. And also inside here, the Watermaker is completely open because I need to figure out what is going wrong with this thing. So the problem is it's making this noise. So I've traced it. That is how the sea cock that the water is coming in. And that inlet, I checked, the inlet on the outside below is clean. Then this is our inlet pipe. Here's our strainer. That one I cleaned and it is very nicely clean. Here is the boost pump. And then it goes through here and you can see there's no bubbles here. All the way up there, there is no bubbles coming through. So no bubbles is coming through that line. And then if you check here, there's also not much bubble activity in this first filter. Then it goes over to the second filter, and here you can start seeing there's some bubble activity going on. So either this seal here, is not good, or the seal here, or in between here, or maybe even there. Okay, so if you look here, there's actually a lot of bubbles running in there, and that is full of air. So the bubbles is actually running now all the way into the vane pump, which is not good. So, and that's what's creating the noise. I already eliminated these seals over here because first of all I removed it, then I heated it up with a heat gun and I double clamped it while it was warm and very flexible. I also heated up that one, this one here, and also did the same, clamp it. So now I'm suspecting it must be somewhere here that the bubbles is coming in. Confined spaces. I took the filters off, I took this thing off, I took every single pipe off, and I used my water tape, I don't know what's water sealing tape, white stuffies, and I put it around every single joint. and there's no, I made sure that there's no scratches or any funny things here. The big problem here is this pump here. If I measure with the multimeter, I measure this, you can see there's about 24 volts there. So it means here is 24 volts, and it is just a short way to here, to the pump. So it means this pump must get enough voltage, but it's not running. I don't feel any vibration, I don't hear any noise, and if I did, I even installed this electrical connection so I can disconnect it, and if I disconnect it, still no change in anything, no change in bubbles, no change in pressure, no change in vibration. So I can connect here and you can hear it doesn't make a change in noise. And there's a spark. If you carefully look, sometimes you can see there's a spark. But that pump I think is not working. Because that pump is not working, the high pressure pump that sits over there at the bottom of the electric motor, that high pressure pump is basically pulling the water all the way from here. So all the way from here through this drainer, through this pump, which is not working, through the primary filter, secondary filter, and then all the way inside to the main pump. So I suspect that is why it's drawing a vacuum and there's bubbles been formed. Because I've heated this up, I changed the seals, I changed the filters. It is the original Spectra filters. That seal I've changed, also with a brand new one. So I don't think the problem really is here. It is because this pump is not running that we have a problem. So let us see what we can do. So I'm going to remove this pump here. And you can see it's free to go. It's a magnetic pump here, magnetic impeller, and that little tip there is not cracked, and there's no debris inside here. And if you put it in, carefully put it in, because that tip, porcelain tip, can actually break. But it's free to move, so it must be the pump. And I don't feel anything weird inside here. It's below the water line. If I open the sea cock, you can see the water comes out freely. It is below the water line, so it should just work. So this pump, now that it is definitely burned somewhere. Time to test. Let us see if we have 12 volt here. Yep, 13.4. Double check, 12 to 34 volt, so that's fine. So positive to the positive side. Okay, put some water in here. Okay, now for the test. There is a little spark, but that thing is not running. just test whether we have still 12 volt. Yeah, 13.34 volt. So there's definitely volts now on this one, but it's not turning. Okay, we established now that one is a problem.
Water pump is running.
That means one tank is empty.
Oh.
Okay, switching. Oh. Now we're on the forward tank. Hopefully we will be able to get the Watermaker to work before we run out of that. I think it's like 3/4 water. And we still have 2 days before we can get to water base. So I think we're okay.
We'll survive, but it would be preferable if the Watermaker does work.
I think I'm going to use my spare Japsco pump, and then I found the 12 volt source right here, which is servicing these 2 pumps here. So I'm going to try and jerry rig this one in a place of this other pump. So this is a pressure pump. This one is measuring the pressure, and if the pressure falls below a certain pressure, then it stops, and if it will start, and if there's pressure, it will stop. So not sure whether that will work or not. Well, it should help that it doesn't over pressurize, right? So the system will not be over pressurized, so it will stop if there's too much pressure. It stopped at 0.5 bar, so it's just enough for us to get a lift basically. But if there's no pressure, it will also try to start. Okay, we will need to see how this one is going to work. Let's put it on this side. I got the positive of the thing here, so I don't want to over pressurize the system. And I'm going to start the Watermaker now. So, and then I will on my phone check the pressure and make sure that the pressure is okay. And I'm going to that seems to run. You see for any bubbles. No bubbles. I'm going to release the water pump now, switch it off and check. Yep. Immediate bubbles. Immediate. So if you can look here, this is what I can see on my phone. And it's 5.2 bar. It's still not what it normally was. Normally it will go up sometimes to 7 bar, so I think we're good. I think we are okay, and it's very stable. Pump is running. And here is no bubbles at all, and here also nothing. So the pressure pump or the boost pump is definitely needed. I've been in contact with the guys in Istanbul. Hopefully they can get us a spare pump. So we only need to fill the tank once, so we know that the tank, because the other tank is 3/4. If I can fill one tank, then we have at least per week, we have almost 2 weeks. We use, if we normal use is 1 week for a tank, so we will have enough water. So when this thing switches off, I need to disconnect the pump again and take it from there. So I've opened the bulges so that there's airflow through there. I even rigged this one here. This thing is here rigged so that the airflow from there and from there can come and be deflected into the bulge there. And this little pump here is just getting too bloody hot. It's helping, but I'm not sure that one is going to last long at this rate. I think I will need to maybe just let it's running already now an hour, but so we made about 50 liters of water, which is okay. And look, Pietro is sailing. He's hand steering at this moment. The saga of the Watermaker continues. We need to find the Spectra agent. And we didn't find it yet. So we need to go and find the Spectra agent because we have to. We're running out of water. Or we need to go and check in a marina. And then get very expensive water. We are walking and walking and this doesn't look like the place we want to be. Not sure we are on the right track. So we walked all the way here. What? How many? 2.8 kilometers in very hot, humid. And then this guy says no, he's not the agent for Spectra.
5,600 steps.
5,600 steps. So that's not even an exaggeration. It's the 5,600 steps from Pietro's step counter. So we got here and the guy says no, RLR Yachting is doing it, and that means we have to go back to Sisu because it's right across Sisu.
Back where we started.
Back where we started. We got this guy's WhatsApp number already, but I think we need to talk to them in person to understand whether they can do it or not.
Yep.
Oh, look at this. Wow, they got deck organizers. So the guys still haven't heard from the States on the Spectra. It seems like worldwide Spectra went on holiday because of the COVID. Say, our Watermaker pump has arrived.
Yay!
400 euros. Let's go pay some money. We've got our new Watermaker pump, the boost pump, and yeah, it was 420. 200 deposit and 220 when it arrived. It's a lot of money to get fresh water for free. This is the old pump. The new pump is installed over here. So if you can see, that is no difference, but that's the new one. And I've took out the trusty Japsco. Let's start it up. So we put in, say for example, 200 liters. I think one of our tanks is half, so we can fill that half. Let's start. Seacock open. All the valves are open. So the little pump is running, and it actually pushed out all the bubbles. There's no bubbles. There's absolutely no bubbles, so this is cool. And it's running. that's it. We've got a working Watermaker again. It's amazing. Flipper now. So the Watermaker sensor, it's like a little thing like this. It's a pressure sensor. It's broken. It doesn't want to work anymore, so the Watermaker only works on manual mode. The problem with this little sensor is you need to use this spanner, and you cannot put it like this because it doesn't want to go over these things. But it's this long, and that space in there, it's incredibly small. So I went and bought a small miniature mini me of the same spanner, and this one cost a shitload, and this one is still too long. So I even bought a mini me of this, and I had to go and make it even shorter. So from this to this is you break things just to live in a boat, deliberately, on purpose. No, like this is useless. I just hope I can have enough leverage to get it loose. The sensor is sitting somewhere here. There, you see my finger? It's sitting there at the back. And I need now to try and get the spanner in there, and hopefully oh my goodness, yeah, it will fit. It will fit. There we go. Sensor out. Now the big reveal is, do we have the right number here? 132 100 CP2 132. I think it looks the same. The reason why we need to work through here is that on this side you have all these pipes, water pipes and pressure pipes, and they're all different kinds of pressures that they're working with. So if I need to loosen all of these things, the chances of it starting to leak, it's much higher than just to try and work in here. So my dad taught me I must always hold the pipe or anything on my left hand with the thread pointing this way, and then just put it like this way. Oh, so the thread must point this way, so I always keep it in my left hand, and then the thread will run automatically like that. And if you do it like this, you are assured that this tape will go with the thread and not against the thread. So if you thread it in, you will not unscrew the tape or unwind the tape, because you're going to turn it in like that. So clockwise, and if you see, it will not thread, but if you turn it the other way around, it starts threading. So you have to always make sure that you are such a way that you can go, it will go in, not out. Here we go. Okay. When I spoke with the Spectra specialist or technician, we all agreed it should be this because of the pressure is showing certain things, but he also told me I can answer, but if I put it back in, if I screw it back in, I must be careful not to over tighten it. That whole manifold is just plastic, and then there's a little plastic elbow as well, so you can easily break the plastic or strip it. So how tight is not too tight? So I put a lot of white stuff on, white water tape, water sealer tape, and I hope we cannot test it because we're pretty high above ground at this moment, not just above sea, we're on the hard, so I need to wait till we're back in the water and then switch it on and see if there's a water leak. And if there's a water leak, I need to tighten it until the water leak disappears, but not over tighten it so I break it. Watermaker problems. I loosened the whole manifold so that there's a little bit of wiggling, so we can wiggle a little bit and hopefully not creating more leaks that we don't want to have, because there's a lot of salt water there and we don't want salt water. I'm not going to close up 100% fully, because the moment we're in the water, then I will switch on and test it and see that it is working or not leaking at least. And hopefully it was the right sensor that we just replaced. Oh man.